Girlfriend saves some semen update. So, 29 male obviously and she's 25. We've been together for about a year, not living together but spend most of our free time together at each other's places and have discussed getting a place together when our leases are up. Both our apartments are too small to accommodate both of us. Anyway, things are overall pretty great. X is amazing. We have X almost every day. Some days more than one time a day and do almost everything together. She's got a great family and a brother I go fishing with every weekend and I am becoming pretty close with them. We've gotten in a few fights that weren't that big, which admittedly involved an ex of mine who I see somewhat often because of mutual friends, though I never do anything with my ex unless she happens to be at a social gathering, and even then we don't really talk a whole lot. Not that the breakup was bad or anything. We just don't have a lot in common, which is pretty much why it ended. Anyway, to get to the point, like I said, everything has been great until the other day. My girlfriend is visiting a friend and is away for a few days, so I've been going over to her place to feed her fish. Well, I was rummaging through her freezer, which is a mess with boxes and crap, looking for some ice pops that might have gotten lost when I found a rolled up plastic sandwich bag. At first I thought it was pot and was sort of surprised because neither of us smoked marijuana, but when I opened it up I found a disposed condom that had been tied with a knot. Admittedly, this is how I dispose of the condoms after we have X. I tie it off and throw it in the trash. That means she dug it out of the trash and put it in the freezer. I have no clue what to make of this, but it's distressing. The only thing I can think is she's saving it to get herself pregnant. Is this even possible? What should I do? Edit. Thanks for all the comments and feedback. I've decided not to say anything about it to her until she gets back, but that's not until tomorrow evening, and she's definitely going to text or call me tomorrow. I texted her saying I am tired and going to bed. She's out at a bar, so too busy to want to talk fortunately, but she's gonna call me tomorrow. I am going to try and act normal and ask her when she gets back. In response to some of the comments, as I said, I have no clue why she would save it. Everything in our relationship has been normal and great, which is why I want to get input from others. I don't want to ask my friends about it, as I don't want them knowing about it right now before I've talked to her. I really have no idea what to make of this, and it just seems really weird to me. Good to know the sperm is not viable. I don't know if she would realize this, but she's definitely not stupid, and I think she would probably look into this before doing it, so there may be other reasons. I am not 100% sure it's mine, but like I said, we spend most of our time together. Meaning, we always sleep together when we're not away. Whether it's my place or her place. I can't imagine she'd be cheating, as I don't know when that could take place. It might be old. It's hard to really know. It definitely looks like the condoms I tossed, but that's not saying much, I suppose. I don't think I could pick my condom out of a lineup. I can't imagine she wants to use it to frame me for sexual assault. We've been together for a year and know each other's families. It just doesn't make sense. Update. Okay. First, thanks to the suggestions about just asking her honestly and letting her explain herself. Here's more or less what happened as best as I can remember what was said. She called me in the afternoon and told me she'd be back around 7 or so, and I was normal on the phone and told her that I'd come over after I was done at the gym. I put the condom back in the freezer in case she went to look. I didn't want her to know I'd found it until I told her. So I get to her place and she's in the kitchen putting away groceries, and she says hey, giving me the warmest smile, and so I start getting a little nervous about bringing it up, but I figure I need to do it now and not let it build up inside me anymore. But she starts talking about her visit. So I walk up to her and put my hand on her shin, and she now can tell something is up because of whatever expression was on my face. So I tell her, we need to talk. Her expression becomes very concerned, and I just tell her I found the used condom in the freezer while looking for a leftover ice pop, and her face turns bright red. She bolts for the bathroom and locks the door, and I am now standing outside telling her I don't care about it, and the only thing that matters is whether it's mine or some other guy's. I can hear she's crying, and I tell her that it's okay and she can talk to me and I love her and whatever it is we can talk about, but she isn't saying anything, which is stressing me the duck out. It takes her about 10 minutes until she agrees to come out. She's still crying a little and I sit down on the couch with her, but she's still not saying anything, though it seems like she wants to but doesn't know what to say. In the calmest voice I ask her if it's one of mine, and she doesn't respond, and now my heart is sinking. It's not. She shakes her head and starts crying more, and now I am feeling dead inside. I plead with her to explain it to me. She begins telling me it's from her ex-boyfriend. She says she saved the used condom because it made her feel better knowing she had it when her boyfriend dumped her. She's never really mentioned much about previous relationships, and I never really prodded, as she didn't seem to want to talk about them, and I never really cared to know about guys that have slept with my girlfriend, so we just didn't talk about it. I am thinking about this for a second, and it's not seeming to make sense. How did she get it after he dumped her? I hate to start doubting her already, but I have to know the full truth. Right here. Right now. What do you mean? How did you get that from your boyfriend after he dumped you? And why do you still have it? I love you so much, just tell me so we can get through this. I think saying this helped her get it out. She tells me that when we started dating she was still not over her ex completely, and during the first few months we were seeing each other he was calling her up for ex, making her think they might still get back together. As she's telling me this I am thinking back to when we first started dating and it's making sense. Sometimes she'd be into me and then other times she would go a few days without calling me back or answering my texts, which admittedly made her that much more desirable to me. She says she was distressed and for some reason when he walked out after he got done one night ducking me, she says she saved the condom and cried herself to sleep. Hearing this I am now starting to get emotional and I put my arm around her and tell her it's okay, and that he's a piece of shit and he's out of her life now. This is when she starts crying even more, and I can feel this isn't everything and I have to ask, when was the last time you slept with him? 6 months ago. It hurts. I was in love with this girl 6 months ago and I thought she was with me. I know 6 months together isn't that long of a time, but still that's how it feels. So I am crushed. At first I thought maybe those first few weeks we were just dating was it, but apparently not. She says it was the only time that recent, and before that it had been only when we were first seeing each other. I was out of town and he called her up and said he needed to see her, that he was a mess, etc., and that he brought over a box of wine. What a classy piece of shit. Right. They got drunk, and he seduced her. After that she says she felt horrible and realized what an idiot she was and had been, and that was it, and she told him never to speak to her again. She said she'd forgotten the condom was there. I asked her if she still had feelings for him and she said no, but I worried she still has some strange attachment to this duckwad. She says she wanted to tell me, but didn't know how. Was worried I would leave her and thought it better not to hurt me. I love her and I think she's telling the truth about everything. We're all human. Make mistakes. We're getting through it and I think we're going to be just fine. Edit. Thanks for the support. Those of you telling me to run away and get out. Well, if it doesn't work out I'll come back and tell you so you can tell me I told you so. As I said to a couple of you in replies, I deeply love this woman and am willing to work through it. When you feel that kind of love, you don't just give up on it. That's really something that's upset me about a lot of the suggestions in RA I've seen in the past. So many of you are always so quick to tell others to just give up, break up, and move on without really knowing how this person feels about their significant other. I'd like to think people who believe they're in love would be willing to work at it and not just throw in the towel. There's no such thing as an easy ride. Anyway, I have to get some sleep. Thanks again for all the support. I'll check again tomorrow to see if there's anything else I can do to feed everyone's curiosity. Edit. 2. Thanks to those of you being supportive. To those of you downmodding me. Real mature. Yeah, I am sorry dude, but that's just straight up creepy and a little disturbed. It would be weird enough it was your man Juice, but her exes who she cheated on you with sounds like stalker territory. Hey, at least she used a condom. At a creepiness factor of 9, I'd figure she'd just want to get knocked up by this guy and get it over with. He seduced her. It's never the woman's fault. Yeah, I LOL'd at that line too. Get out now. Since you won't follow my advice, I am putting this here for when you make a new thread about how your girlfriend is cheating on you. I'm mother ducking told you so. My biggest concern isn't the fact she slept with her ex when you first started dating, but that she was saving the condom because it made her more comfortable. Why did it make her feel comfortable? Did she plan on using it as some sort of leverage? Anyway, best of luck. Second story. My girlfriend is cheating on me as I type this. For the last 7 months I have been in a relationship with a really hot girl. She was fun to hang out with for a few months and we had some great times together. But she has been emotionally abusing me for the last 2 months. I caught her talking to her abusive ex about 2 months back. He left her with a permanent back injury and she said she hadn't talked to him since they broke up 4 years ago. I tried to break it off with her the second I found out, and she said if I left I was at her place she would kill herself and it would be my fault. She said she has nobody but me and I left she would kill herself. I told her what's the point? There is no trust in this relationship. And that's what relationships are based off of. She said she didn't care and that she will do anything to not lose me. I foolishly forgave her because I don't want anyone to die on my account. She has tried to kill herself before. She saw my forgiveness as me being a doormat and things have gotten worse since then, truth be told. It did let her know that I was a doormat. And it really affected my self-worth. I am still affected by this. I caught her a few hours ago leaving her house with her laptop, dressed to the nines, and get in some dude's car. Obviously she is staying the night and sleeping with this guy. I called her shortly thereafter and she said she was tired and was probably just going to bed. I said okay and hung up. I know all of the warning signs were there, but I tried to ignore them because she was attractive and I told myself that I couldn't do any better. As a result, I am in the situation I am in right now, low self-image, down in the dumps, etc. I know I shouldn't be surprised, but it did hurt seeing her get in that guy's car. She doesn't know it yet because she is having a good time right now and not calling me. But I have taken all of the necessary steps to go with the indifference method of breaking up as per the top comment in the Theo caught her cheating thread. I blocked her from sending me text messages, from Facebook, And from my email I changed her contact name in my phone to do not answer, and I also changed her ringtone to a quiet noise. I have 2 months left on my lease and I am moving out this week because she is friends with my roommate and his girlfriend who is often here. I am excited about doing this because I am looking forward to having my life back, getting my confidence back, and getting back into the game to give it another shot with someone else. I am not going to lie. I am going to be 28 and this was my first relationship. So this is not easy for me. But I am trying to chalk this up to life experience and move on. I know it is going to be hard for me to do this. And I am just trying to keep my mind occupied right now. But I think this is the best thing for me. To any Redditors out there going through something similar, please try to stay positive and keep your mind occupied as I have. As for why I am posting this, it is kind of therapeutic for me. And, well, alright, anything that you can tell me, comments, thoughts in general to help me through what I am sure is going to be a rough few days, hopefully that's all. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for reading. Thanks for all the kind words everyone. This is helping me so much. I really appreciate it. I am heading to bed now but will be back tomorrow morning sometime. Let me know if this is interesting enough to post updates about. Second edit last night was tough. Like I knew it would be. I ended up staying up today. I learned 4 and having a few beers. And I felt surprisingly good. I'm trying to view this as a weight being lifted off my shoulder rather than losing my love. Because really she never cared about me and it's not that tragic. That said, it is still hard for me. She has already started with the phone calls. I have 5 missed calls and 2 voicemails that I haven't listened to. I don't want it, but honestly I will probably end up listening to them. I only imagine the calls are going to get more frequent as the day goes on. If things get outrageous with her trying to contact me, I am considering sending a text that says take a hint, party girl, and that being my last contact. That will really sting her and let her know that I know. But I am trying to convince myself that she isn't even worth that. Really, I know she isn't worth that. I just have to stick to my guns. Today is going to be difficult. I'll be popping in and out of here all day. But please, continue to respond. It has been so helpful to me. Give me a verbal kick in the ass if what I just wrote sounds like a bad idea. I have to keep my eyes on the prize here. Thanks everyone. Update 3:50 p.m. EST. Okay, it's getting interesting over here. This is so hard to do and I don't know why. Please continue to leave me encouraging comments. I am reading every single one and each one is giving me more and more encouragement and helping me through this tough time. I can't thank you enough. I did check the messages. The first one said I want my boyfriend and I want him now, trying to be cute. Second one a few minutes later said wake up. I want you to come over and duck me. It should be noted that I ignored her calls this morning, so she knew I was in reach of the phone but consciously choosing to ignore them. Hence the 5 calls. She called again at around 12:30. I let that ring and go to voicemail. She didn't leave a message. She called again at 2:30. I ignored that call. I checked the voicemail and it said okay. Now I am starting to get worried. Please call me. This is not a nice thing to do to me. I told my parents about this last night as she has their email and home phone and said I don't want them communicating with her. They understood completely. I stopped in a few minutes ago and they said they received a long email from her, but that they didn't read it and deleted it right away. I then showed them how to add her email to the spam filter. So they're all set. She also called and left a message. I left my parents her so they know not to pick up, and it was nonchalant about what she should do about a family event that is coming up in a few weeks, asking what she should bring. Obviously this was an attempt at getting some sort of contact with someone in my life, and she is now starting to get the hint. She just sent an email to my second account saying she was worried and that I should call her. Please give me your comments on this update. Everyone has helped me out so far and encouraged me to stay strong. I was driving and my head started racing and I was very close to texting her goodbye, but instead I changed her ID to cheater and abuser, and when she called it really helped me out. Immature, I know, but I need every bit of help I can get right now. Thanks in advance guys. Every one of you rocks my socks. Update 2:45 a.m. She called about 4 more times since I last posted. Left 3 messages. First one said okay, I am officially worried. Call me, please. Love you. Second one, please just let me know you're okay. You don't do this, please. Third one at about 6 p.m. I don't know if you're mad at me because I was short with you last night. I am sorry. You never do this. Please call me before you go into work tonight and let me know you're okay. I am supposed to go out for a little bit tonight and I am supposed to be ready in a half hour. But I am not because I am calling you. Please call me. I then got 2 more calls around the same time from 2 numbers I didn't recognize. I didn't answer either. Neither left a message. That was the last contact attempt she made, probably 6:30ish. Not really sure. She is probably out partying again tonight. Either way, it's not my business. I work tonight and kind of had fits all night of wanting to tell her off so bad. These moments usually take a good half hour or so to pass. I just try to stay occupied and have a good time. I am exhausted. Going to bed. We'll continue to give updates tomorrow sometime. Update 12:38 p.m. Okay, I just had a close call. I am signing up for a Craigslist account because I need someone to help me move. Apparently you have to verify your account by phone. So I signed up for them to call me and I got a call a few seconds later from an unknown id. I picked up but didn't say a word. Sure enough, it was her. She called back a few seconds later without blocking her id and I didn't pick up. Third story. Fiancé cheated on me while drunk with her boss. Dear RA, we are supposed to get married in couple months and she cheated on me. Normally I am in the dump the cheater camp. But there are extenuating circumstances. I want to know if I am just being blind or if this really can be forgiven. We have a long distance relationship. I am finishing up a degree on the other side of the country. My fiancé went out drinking to a company bar night. I had been distracted by schoolwork and we had just had a little tiff about me not talking to her enough. Anyway, she hadn't eaten all day and proceeds to get extremely smashed. The night goes on and the friends she came with ended up hooking up and leaving. Her boss offered her a ride home, but they ended up at his house having sex. She called me the first thing next morning, crying and begging for forgiveness. She is very honest about everything, and insists it wasn't rape but that it never would have happened if she was sober. For the past few months she had been calling me telling me that she had crush on her supervisor, and felt really guilty about it. I shrugged it off cause they were just stray thoughts and I didn't think she would ever cheat on me. But sober thoughts are drunk actions. I am very hurt by this, and yet I think I will be able to forgive her someday, only because she was drunk, and she was completely honest about it. I still trust her to be honest, but my trust in her faithfulness is shaken. I made her transfer departments and she has since quit that job. I've made her give up drinking for the time being. We've also signed up for premarital counseling. Am I being too lenient? Am I just being a sucker? Will I ever be able to trust her again? Does once a cheater always a cheater apply here? Fourth story. Empty. Heartbroken. Betrayed. Advice need. I 31 male had suspicions my wife 31 female had something to hide. Too long didn't read. I trusted my instincts. Embarrassingly went through her phone and discovered that I had been cheated on. She went on a trip recently under the guise of getting one last vacation in before starting treatment for health issues she has. And it was on that trip where she did what she did. The AP is also married. We have 2 kids together, a dog, and recently moved out of state to continue building a life together for the betterment of our kids. She said in some of the texts I read that she loves this person, even though it's been 2 months, and I don't know what I am supposed to do. When I confronted her about it, she said it was her own unhappiness that caused her to cheat and that she doesn't really know if she does actually love him. She feels remorse for what she did and knows that she hurt me really, really bad. As far as I was concerned, we had a perfect thing going, married for 7 years anniversary next month. Kids who are everything to us. All of it. Even though I know I did nothing wrong, I can't help but feel that I am worthless. Because if she valued everything we've built together, me, our family, she wouldn't have done what she did. Right. We've had several discussions since this transpired, and when I confronted her, she said she needs time to figure out what's going to make everyone happier. Me, our kids. But I don't know how I am supposed to go through my day-to-day life living under the same roof knowing that she betrayed me. I can appreciate that she wants to think that over without feeling rushed. I know that I need to do soul searching myself, but I mostly wish that she would just cut off all communication with the AP. I asked her if she would see him again. This person lives out of state, and she said she didn't think so. She also said that he told her that he plans to work on his own issues with his wife. But can I trust that? I don't want to feel like I have to keep searching through her things. It's unhealthy. But I feel like I have every reason to because of what she did to me already. I can't for the life of me rid the thought of what she did. She's a song with our kids, a damn good one. 2, I work 2 jobs. I would never take her off of my insurance because of what she's going through with her health. My heart is too big to be that spiteful. But what about our finances? I've thought about reaching out to the AP's wife to tell her, but I don't know what good that would do. It likely wouldn't do anything good but give me brief gratification knowing that we share a similar situation. I've also thought about calling the whole AP and speaking my mind. But again, what good does that do? Nothing. I don't want to ruin anything for the kids by telling family or friends who we consider their aunts and uncles. But what am I supposed to do? I have never been this heartbroken before. Do we try to go to counseling to work on us and save our marriage? Save our family? Or are we better off separated because we'll both be happy? I don't know what will make me happy. I don't want to lose everything we've worked so hard for over the last decade. This is a rant and there's probably so much more I can say. But I am feeling lost and depressed and worthless that everything I've done and do for our family isn't a priority for her. At least right now. Because she has to focus on her treatment. Which I totally get. It just feels like the world is piling on me and I don't know what I am supposed to do. I try to keep it together for the kids because they don't need to see dad upset. But I am just really, really, really sad. Hit like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to our channel.